April 14th, 1912. The night is calm, the sea like glass. But out there, lurking in the darkness, an iceberg waits. History tells us that Titanic struck it and sealed her fate. But what if the story unfolded differently? What if the crew chose another path? The Titanic wasn't speeding recklessly through the night. At 22 knots, she was fast, but not unusual for the era. Ice warnings had been received, 7 of them, in fact, but Captain Smith pressed on. After all, Titanic was thought unsinkable. And then, at 11:40 p.m., the lookout spotted the iceberg.
Iceberg! Ahead! Hard a starboard!
The order was given. Hard a starboard, full astern. The ship turned, but too late. The iceberg scraped along the starboard side, opening a deadly wound that doomed her. But let's imagine alternate collision paths. Different choices made in those final 37 seconds before impact.
Could the Titanic have survived?
Instead of turning, what if Titanic had hit the iceberg head-on? Counterintuitive as it sounds, many experts believe this would have been the safer option. The bow would crumple, yes, but the watertight bulkheads could have contained the flooding. She might limp back to port, battered but afloat. What if instead of slowing, Titanic had powered forward during the turn? The ship's rudder was tiny compared to her massive hull. Extra speed could have sharpened the turn, avoiding most of the iceberg completely. In this version, the ship might have missed disaster by mere feet.
Did you see that? So close.
Another possibility, a double maneuver. First, a sharp turn to starboard, then quickly correcting back to port. This S-shaped move could have swung the stern clear. Risky, but it might have spared the ship's side from being ripped open like a tin can. In each alternate path, survival wasn't guaranteed. A head-on crash would injure passengers in the forward cabins. A high-speed turn might have snapped lifeboats or shifted cargo.
We're losing control!
And a zigzag could have unbalanced the engines. Yet, compared to the 6-compartment flooding caused by the real collision, all of these scenarios look like better chances. But let's not forget that the crew only had seconds to decide.
Almost there.
No simulations, no hindsight, just panic in the dark and the looming shadow of ice. The instinct was to avoid the iceberg at all costs, and tragically, that instinct was the very decision that doomed Titanic. So was Titanic's fate sealed by an iceberg or by human reaction? Perhaps a little of both. What we know for certain is this: history followed the worst possible path, and 1,500 souls paid the price. Yet, in the countless simulations of what might have been, there's a haunting truth. Titanic didn't have to sink that night.